Hey, you guys, welcome back. This is Nina. Like, share, and subscribe. Um, this is probably one of the most horrific stories I will ever have to report on this channel. However, I'm going to report this story just so that more women and vulnerable men out there will hear about this and take this as cautionary to try to protect yourself as much as you can, even in public. You cannot feel safe even when you're with a group of people. You can't feel safe. Now, this story is coming from Philadelphia, and a 35-year-old man is charged with physically attacking a woman and literally ripping off her clothing and attacking her on a train where several people were riding the train, sat there and did absolutely nothing. There were even a few passengers said to have been filming the act being done. This is the despicable um, criminal right here on your screen, Fisting Goy, 35 years old. The witnesses said that he sat down next to this woman around 10 p.m. on the train as it was going along its route in Philadelphia. He tried to grab her several times. She told him no, told him to stop. He then proceeded to literally rip her clothing off and assault her on the train. This story just broke, and I'm going to say this: I am completely heartbroken by this despicable, demonic act. I do not understand how society has gotten to a point where people will literally watch and videotape. Not one single person called 911. The cameras that have been viewed so far said that there had to at least been a dozen people there, and this is a part of the article. Several passengers were in the train car, but Mr. Bernard declined to say how many. Mr. Bernard is the investigator. Investigators were still working to determine the exact number of people, he said. While there were not dozens of people in the car at the time, Mr. Bernhardt said there were enough that collectively they could have gotten together and done something. And this is what's wrong with this society. We are no longer trying to do anything. He added that investigators had received reports of some passengers recording the attack on their phones, but that the police had not confirmed those reports. Eventually, a transportation authority employee got on the train, saw what was happening, and called 911, Mr. Bush said, whom is another investigator. Now, let this sink into your head. This woman is literally unclothed, begging for help, begging this atrocious demon to get off of her, while everyone is pretending that they're not even seeing it, and while a few people are literally putting this on their phones, doing absolutely nothing to assist her. And again, I'm reporting this out of sadness for the victim in hopes that more people will actually take their own personal security into their hands. Personally, if you need to carry something with you, do so. The article also goes on to say, I'm appalled by those who did nothing to help this woman. The superintendent of Upper Darby Township Police Department said on Sunday. Anybody that was on that train has to look in the mirror and ask why they didn't intervene or why they didn't do something. Mr. Goy, 35, was charged with assaulting her, aggravated indecent assault without consent, amongst other crimes, court records show. The authorities said that Mr. Goy was homeless and was not armed during the attack. He was being held at the Delaware County Jail in lieu of a $180,000 bail and did not have a lawyer as of Sunday afternoon. And again, I'm just going to say this. I'm having a hard time finding the words to even report this story. However, in reporting this story, I have to say that in order for you not to become a victim, ladies, we are being left out here unprotected, even so much so where people have no problem even violating us in public in front of other people, watching as if this should be some type of circus show. This whole incident was sick. And not only was it sick, this man probably would have gotten away with this had it not been for a SEPTA employee whom boarded the train and saw that something did not look right and immediately reported this to 911. Even with the people not intervening, not one person even bothered to call 911 as this woman was being brutalized on this train. Not one person. The victim, I'm just going to say prayers to her. This was just completely shocking to me that not only do we live in an age where people think every little thing needs to go viral, they won't even help you in your time of need when a crime is literally being put in front of them. They still choose not to intervene. This monster on the screen is being held at almost $200,000 bond. I think it should be no bond. If you are literally, such a monster that you will do this in front of other people, you shouldn't even be granted a bail to be able to go back out on the street and perhaps do this again. The victim did make a statement to the police. This is being investigated. There was no audio on the train. However, again, there were several witnesses that did nothing. And the police also followed up and said that anybody that was filming it, which they can clearly see on screen on the video playback, if somebody was filming this, the police did say later in the article that you are subjected to be prosecuted if you filmed this and did nothing. Now, I understand everyone don't want to play superhero because they feel like this man might have a weapon of the sorts or something. But they could have called 911. They could have tried to do something. Calling 911, could have really helped this victim sooner. I'm talking about the passengers that were on the train watching this. The attack literally happened for around 8 to 9 minutes before an employee boarded the train and saw what was happening. So again, in closing, I'm just going to say this. This was probably the most disturbing case I've ever heard. I'm definitely going to follow up on this story as more information comes out. I'm really praying that this monster does not get bail, because if he literally didn't give, 2 F's to do this to this woman, there's no telling what he would get out of jail and do to somebody else. For the people that watched, shame on you. Shame on you. If this is where society is going, where we're just going to sit around and watch this type of act as a woman is being brutalized, where are we as a society? How would you feel if that was your mother, your sister, your daughter, your aunt, your grandmother? I don't understand this thinking. Anyway, I'm going to just come back and make an update to this for sure if more information is available. Again, prayers to the victim. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, you guys, Be safe.